Hello there. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about a really wonderful story called The Great Stone Face. It's all about a special mountain with a big secret and a boy whose whole life is changed by it.
So before we jump in, here's a big question I want you to think about. What really makes a person great? Is it having a lot of money or being super famous? Well, this story might just give us an answer. Okay, so our story begins in this really beautiful valley. In this place, it has a very special secret, hiding way up on a mountain.
If you look way, way up high above the valley, you can see something amazing. The rocks on the mountain actually look like a person's face. The people who live there think it looks very kind and very wise, almost like it's watching over them.
Now, in this valley, there's an old story that everyone knows. It's called a prophecy, and a prophecy is just a special kind of story that talks about what's going to happen in the future.
So, here's what the prophecy says. One day, someone will be born here who will grow up to look exactly like the Great Stone Face. And this person, they'll be the best and wisest person of all. All right, let's meet our main character. His name is Ernest. He's a young boy who grows up hearing this story, and it's always on his mind.
Ernest is just a really good, kind kid, and he absolutely loves the Great Stone Face. He looks up at it every single day. He just hopes that someday he'll get to meet the amazing person from that old story.
So time goes by, and Ernest grows up. He grows from a young boy into a young man, and then into an old man. And through it all, he stays kind and thoughtful. He's always helping people in the valley, and all his neighbors really love him.
Now things get interesting. Some very famous people start visiting the valley, and every time a new person arrives, everyone gets so excited. They all wonder, is this him? Is this the one from the prophecy?
The very first famous person to come back to the valley is a man named Gathergold. You see, he left when he was poor, but now he's returned as a super rich man.
The people in the valley go wild. They see all his money, and they're just so sure that he must be the one. He's got to be the man who looks like the Great Stone Face, right?
But you know, Ernest takes a good long look at Gathergold's face, and then he looks up at the mountain, and he sees, no, Gathergold's face looks cold and full of worry. It doesn't look kind and wise like the stone face.
And right then, Ernest just knows. He can feel it in his heart. Being rich isn't the same as being truly great. Nope, this man is not the one.
So, years and years go by, and other famous men come to the valley. First, there's a really brave soldier, a general. Then comes a very powerful politician. And after that, a famous poet comes, someone whose words everyone loved. Each time, the whole valley gets excited thinking, this is it. But each time, Ernest looks closely, and he sees that their faces just don't have that gentle, wise look of the Great Stone Face. So he knows, they are not the one.
Okay, so now many years have passed. Ernest is an old man himself, and everyone knows him for being so kind and wise. And then one evening, while he's just talking with his neighbors, something pretty incredible happens.
See, Ernest isn't famous or rich. He's just Ernest. He's speaking from his heart like he always does, sharing his simple, kind ideas about life.
Well, the poet who was visiting was there, and suddenly he points from Ernest's face up to the mountain, and he shouts for everybody to look. So what do you think they all saw?
And there it was. Everyone finally saw it. The prophecy had come true after all. Ernest, with his kind, gentle, and wise face, looked exactly like the Great Stone Face on the mountain. He was the one.
Wow, so what does this whole story teach us? What's the real meaning of being a great person? Let's talk about that.
You see, the story shows us that real greatness isn't about money or being famous. It's not something you can buy or win. It's something that grows inside of you, day by day, when you live a life of kindness and you're good to the people around you.
And that's really the biggest lesson here. Ernest never tried to be great or famous. He just lived a good, simple, and thoughtful life. And by doing that, he became the great person he'd been waiting to see all along. And that leaves us with one final thing to think about. You know, greatness isn't just in stories. It's all around us in real life. So, who do you know, maybe a family member, a teacher, or a friend, who shows that same kind of quiet, simple greatness? It's something worth thinking about.